Dismissive avoidants don't self-abandon. We are the ones who do that, the anxious. We show up for that relationship and they don't pay any attention at all to anything we need. See, we're the self-abandoners. Okay, that might be a good thing or a bad thing, irrespective. Surely they should notice our need as well. Is that the case? Well, that's what you'll hear. The thing is the truth here you struggle with potentially is that dismissive avoidance are self-abandoners as well. It's just their pattern for safety is internalized, whereas ours is externalized as anxiouses. We've learned as a child that our sense of self, our sense of worth, comes in being useful for others and being able to abandon our natural expression to make ourselves acceptable for someone to provide us with survival. So our validation comes externally. They never had that, no matter how much they tried. They might have self-abandoned to get someone to show up for them, but in the end it didn't work, so they learned how to meet their own need internally. It's felt safer, so they've aligned their nervous system with internal validation. They might be fixated the same as us. How can that be? Surely if we're fixated, we're making it all about the other person. They are too. We're looking for the external to justify that fixation. They're taking all of their validation internally. They create in a theta consciousness, an imaginary state, almost like a dream, a reality that they wish to be real. And the last thing they want is reality to show up and show them that it's not. So much safer for them just to disappear off and accommodate that fixation internally. Can you see how we're not that different? We're just using different strategies for the same wound, right? We both self-abandoned. We left behind as anxiouses our ability for internalizing things. They left behind their capacity to externalize. So isn't it great that we can show each other potentially the shadows that we carry? We don't know how to do something they can do and vice versa. Does that mean either one of us is more screwed up than the other? No, actually not. So what happens at the beginning of the relationship? None of this is obvious. We've left behind this natural expression of autonomy and being able to be dismissive as well. As a child, no, we could never do that, but somehow we felt safe enough to be those things around them because they showed us through their own natural expression that doing those things is okay. We did the same thing for them. Suddenly they can show up. They can be expressive and indulge themselves in all kinds of wonderful things with us that they've never been able to with anyone else. And we feel like twin flames. We complete each other. It's amazing. And then the nervous system catches up with the bond after 3 months. And it's like, uh-oh, my rational mind thinks it's fine, but my nervous system just remembers that behaving this way was unacceptable. Suddenly, the dismissive says, ooh, risk, scary. I need to pull away and find some space like I did when I was a child. But the anxious, and no one seems to be talking about this, becomes needy. I need to oversupply. I need to get constant validation. I need 5 dates a week. I need a hug all of the time. That changes after that period of time, and we talk about the dismissive avoidant 3-month pull away. What happens when the anxious starts to chase after 3 months? These two things obviously don't work too well together. We've got one running and one chasing, both trying to operate within a safety pattern developed as a child within a bond that it's now registering in the nervous system as unsafe. So if we're talking about self-abandonment, we're talking about the avoidant discarding. It's like they're actually the same thing. We're feeling as anxiouses that we've been discarded by the dismissive avoidant. How dare they? You see, they showed up and showed us that piece of us that we missed as children, that we left behind, we severed, we silenced that voice within us, and we reconnected it vicariously through them as an external means, whereas our actual truth exists inside of us. It feels like they've ripped our heart out when they discard, but the thing is that all it did is reveal the hole within us that we haven't filled with our own connection to our own inner child that has been silenced. And we're expecting them to support our emotion when they can barely do it for themselves. So as far as self-abandonment is concerned, yes, they self-abandoned. And if they show up at all, if they reach back beyond that boundary of emotional turmoil that's so hard for them to show up and their nervous system's telling it's unsafe, yet they still do, that's self-abandonment. It doesn't look like much to us, but they're doing it. And we show a lack of appreciation because we need more and more and more. More, it's not enough. Because what we're yearning for is not them, it's us. When you realize that we are feeling that discard from them, but the truth is, it's our inner child feeling discarded by ourselves. And it's time for us to re-engage with ourselves. And you're ready to restore that relationship with yourself and be that safe place for yourself. So you're no longer looking for co-regulation, which is unfortunately actually codependency with your dismissive partner. And when you become safe for yourself, you can create a safety in the relationship too. And suddenly the dismissive recognizes that there is no codependency because this person is able to show up for themselves, doesn't externalize their validation, meets their own need. Suddenly you become an example and a safe place for the relationship too. Everyone wants to heal. Everyone needs to heal. It's part of human nature. You may not be the environment that is needed for your dismissive avoidant currently. It doesn't mean you can't be. You won't know whether they have the potential to heal in this relationship until you stop doing their half of the relationship. Stop chasing after them, trying to entrap them into showing up. Become your own safe space. See what they do then. When you're ready to have that conversation, you never know what may happen. Reach out.